I'm Rajesh Singh. I'm assistant professor in the School of Library and Information Management. I'm teaching here for the last 4 years. And as far as online discussion is concerned, I've been using blog interface for the last 2 years. Prior to that, I was using typical online discussion forum in Blackboard. And uh, I was constantly reflecting on how I can make online discussion interesting and engaging for a student because of my experience when I was asking students to respond to question posed by me or discuss course readings. It became clear to me that online discussions were quickly becoming monotonous and boring, and because of this reason I wanted to do some research about the usability of blog versus online discussion board interface. So what I did in my courses, like I provided them roadmap. Instead of asking a set of predetermined question, I provided them a roadmap to discuss certain topic within a prescribed time limit. So I just suggested them broader topic areas and encouraged them to come up with their own question they would like to discuss with their peers, and ask them to direct discussion they would like to have with their peers in that course. So that was one thing, because I think it is very important for, as an instructor, it is very important for me to provide my students autonomy and flexibility. This is something very important so that they feel empowered in their courses. And so that's what I did. Second thing what I did, I allow students to select from their own sources, draw from their own sources, rather than asking them to discuss only course reading. I ask them, they can come up with their own question, they can contribute any PowerPoint, video clip, or books, website, in any magazine, those items they are going to provide in blog, in online contribution. So as long as they were able to explain how they were relevant to the course, for other students as well. So the benefit of this approach was that it also helped me to get exposed to some other new kind of information other than sparking interest in this subject matter. And write 100 to 300 word reflection, not more than that. I had provided them that limit so that there's no confusion about my expectation. So sometimes they post info about a book that is relevant to leadership. Sometimes they are providing information like organizational culture. Sometimes they get controversy from Forbes or Harvard Business Review or American Library Association. There is some kind of controversy if there is that kind of information. And sometimes they are discussing their own experiences, their own challenges they are facing at their workplace. Another thing that I did, reduce the number of required posting and frequency, because my experience has led me to believe it does not help if we ask a student to post too much in online discussion. It becomes more enriching experience for a student when they can contribute thoughtful postings to online discussion, because I think less is more here. And another thing, it's very helpful for me to manage my work. It has made me more efficient. I can provide more regular feedback. And in addition to that, what I was doing, like as far as my participation is concerned, I was providing them summary of all discussion, summary, my reflection, whatever has taken place in online discussion. So that was I was doing all the time regularly. In addition to that, I posted occasionally. I occasionally posted in online discussion, but it was not I was doing frequently. Whenever I found some important article or some resources to share with my students, so I did that. When it comes to assessment, like how we are going to grade it, here the name of all the students who have contributed to blog interface, and how many entries they have posted and how many comments they have posted, so you can get whole snapshot of their contribution throughout the semester. One drawback of this approach is that if somebody has not contributed at all, then you do not see the name of that person here. So that was something that I discovered. That's drawback. But if someone has posted once, so you can see that, like here, like one person here, you see he posted 3 entries, but he did not post any comment over here. So there are pros and cons. I have found this approach more useful it's not because it is a blog interface. It's not the solution. The solution is that like I made changes in my instructional strategy. So what we found, like surprisingly, I mean, students were divided 50-50 in terms of format, whether they would like to use discussion forum or they would like to use blog interface. But the instructional strategy had most impact on their engagement in that course. Since I had a very modest sample size, and I did this research about usability of blog versus discussion board in my courses, so it would be nice if some other people try it and let us know, or let me know, or others know how this approach is working, because I believe it is not a magic bullet to use a blog. It is about instructional strategy, and everybody's course is different. That would be helpful if some other people do research in that area and see how, I mean, how it works. The question is providing autonomy and flexibility rather than controlling or providing a predetermined set of question. And you have to know your course objective, what you're trying to accomplish, how you're trying to accomplish, and how it is working for you.